Fran McCaffrey this offseason brought in 4 newcomers, including 2 transfers and 2 freshmen, giving him the 92nd best overall class, the 49th best freshman class, and the 158th best transfer class. I'll break down the film of all 4, including the pair of freshmen that I think could have a big impact for Iowa this season. Drew Thelwell is a 6'3", fifth-year point guard transferring from Morehead State, where he averaged 10 points, 3 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and shot 34% from 3 in 34 minutes a game. Overall, he is just a very solid point guard. He had a really high assist rate last season, the 76th best in the entire country. And what he does a good job of is just taking what the defense gives. He isn't always going to be a guy that creates openings for others, but instead just let the play develop and see what's there, take what the defense gives. He could run pick and roll though and create for others, getting into the paint and spraying out. More often than not though, like I said, he'll just let plays develop, make the right read, and compared to trying to go and force a creation. Shots for him, they pretty much either came from 3 or in the paint. He only recorded 3 mid-range jumpers the entire season last year. From 3, he shot really well on catch and shoot threes, but he struggled a ton on pull-ups. Inside of the paint, I think he has a pretty solid floater, and especially at his size, he kind of has to get to it a lot, but he struggles at the rim creating space, and so that's why he kind of goes to the floater a lot. Defensively, I think he's fine. He's nothing that's going to be like all defense or anything, but he's going to do his job. All right, so we're going to look at a play here from Thelwell with him being able to facilitate. This is going to be him with the ball up at the top of the key. Morehead State's going to run something called Spain pick and roll, so it is where a high ball screen is followed by a back screen set for the screener. So you're going to see Thelwell come off this, right? Defense gets through it, and so he's just going to take what is there, right? He could try and force to this roller and try to force an opening, but instead, easy read is just knowing that, hey, this defender is kind of in this drop coverage. He's out of position. Okay, I'm just going to take the wide open player right there, let him knock down a 3. And then on this play right here, we'll look at him using pick and roll to actually go down and create a shot for himself. So again, this is going to be him right here. Get the handoff, flow into this pick and roll. Again, Spain pick and roll from Morehead State. And he's just going to, again, size up the defense, see what's happening. He isn't always just going to go blitzing down the lane. Good crossover there, getting back into this pick and roll. And then from there, he just kind of has a pretty good touch. So this is a layup, but it's more of a scoop layup from kind of 4 feet outside the paint, or not outside the paint, outside the rim. Able to put it up on the backboard, get it to go. So still able to create for himself, even if passing is option 1. If you are enjoying, please like and subscribe and comment who you think will be the best next season out of the 4. Siye Trier is a 6'7" sophomore power forward transferring from Manhattan. He averaged 11.8 points, 8.2 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.3 blocks per game, filling up the stat sheet. There is so much upside defensively. He has really good hands and really good defensive instincts. He's 6'7", athletic, moves very well, and that seemed to be kind of a priority for Fran this offseason, is bringing in this athleticism. He can kind of do whatever you need defensively. I think he can be somebody that can guard out on the perimeter, and best will be served at guarding 3s and 4s out there, but can also kind of be this secondary rim protector if needed, and pretty good defensive rebounder on top of all of that. Now, I think offensively, this is where Iowa being in that system could help him. Right now, I think he would be best as kind of a cutter or used in the short roll. Struggles around the rim in the half court, and he doesn't have a great jumper, but I think his best strengths right now is using his athleticism from slashing and cutting, or just kind of trying to catch lobs in the dunker spot to be able to score. There is solid facilitation as well from him, especially at his size. He isn't a primary creator or facilitator or anything like that, but can keep the ball moving and find open guys. So for this play, we're going to look first at the defensive upside that Trier has. And so they're going to be on defense, and you're going to see ball screen goes down. This is going to be him kind of in this weak side corner. So as the low man, this is kind of his responsibility to come over and help at the rim, especially since their center is being pulled out. Now you can just see, going to be in position, and then just the athleticism to go up and get that. And we'll rewind to kind of watch it in full speed, but being able to 1, recognize where he needs to be, 2, get there, and then 3, make that type of play. Really impressive stuff on the defensive end. And then for this play right here, we'll look at what I think he could be best at offensively with being able to cut. So he's going to be kind of in this weak side corner over here. This ball gets thrown into the middle, and now it's going to be kind of a 2 or 3-on-2 kind of on this weak side, knowing that Manhattan has the advantage. And that's where he's just going to cut behind the defense and use his athleticism, be able to rise up for the big dunk over the defender. So just good feel being able to do that, and I think that's something that should translate to Iowa. Tojo is a 6'8", 220-pound freshman power forward that played at NBA Academy Latin America. He averaged 10.3 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 0.9 blocks per game. The athleticism is insane. He is going to be one of the most athletic incoming freshmen into the Big Ten across all 18 teams. Super athletic, and he also has good coordination, good strength, and good mobility. So he isn't somebody that can just jump out the gym, but instead he can be somebody that can handle the ball. He can kind of body down low. He can play out on the perimeter if needed. And kind of like Trier he has so much upside defensively to me. I really like him as a secondary rim protector, being able to rotate over from like the corners or kind of the short corner and help protect the rim that way while defending college fours. And that's what he feels like to me is a college four. Very, very good rebounder with a good motor to be able to go get the ball. Offensively, he has a good handle, and this allows him to get to drives. So when you pair kind of his handle at his size and athleticism, that's going to be a lot of drives, a lot of getting 2 feet into the paint. Now, he does rely on the athleticism a ton to create space, and if he is matched up with super athletic wings, that could maybe be an issue, but we'll figure that out when it comes. I think he has a decent 15-foot jumper right now, but he is not a perimeter shooter at all yet. He is somebody that didn't really take a ton of threes. I haven't seen him make one in any of the film I have watched, but I wouldn't be shocked if in a year or two you kind of see him start to take some. I just really like how he fits into Iowa, being able to do everything that he can defensively while also still having good upside offensively. So on the first play that we're going to look at is going to be Tojo on offense, being able to kind of create for himself. This is going to be him getting the ball here in the kind of corner. And so you're going to see a lot of space to work with. One defender kind of here helping protect the rim, but aside from that, very good spacing on offense. And so now this is where that handle that I'm going to talk about comes into play. No, he's not going to cross over people and stuff like that, but he's able to take 2 to 3 hard dribbles into the defender, into the teeth of the defense, and get where he wants like he does there, while still having the athleticism for that's a really quick rise, being able to dunk that. And then on this play, we're going to look at the defense from Tojo. So ball's going to be up top, swung to the other side. This is going to be him right here. And so he's in pretty much a pretty deep drop coverage, being able to just kind of keep the roller and the ball handler in front. I don't necessarily see him being involved always in pick and roll, but it is definitely a possibility at Iowa. And so I think he does first a good job there. And as we kind of just watched it through, of like being able to kind of body up the guard and force them to actually have to take a step out towards this way. And then once he does that, good athleticism, be able to still contest out of even pretty good athletic move from the guard, still contest, really good athleticism, and then go and fight for the board. Cooper Cook is a 6'8" freshman small forward that is played at Metamora in Illinois last season. He averaged 17.6 points, 6.4 rebounds, 2.9 steals, and 2.4 assists per game. The first thing that stands out with Cook is he is just a very, very skilled and efficient player. He, to me, feels very much like a stretch four in college, kind of fitting in exactly what Iowa wants and needs. He was a very, very good spot-up shooter, but he also has good size with it. And so what that kind of allows is him to be able to shoot over smaller defenders or even kind of defenders his size. Now, I think probably the spot-up shooting is the best part of his game, but he is also can very much put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. I think he's pretty comfortable in the mid-range as well, but more of his shots are probably going to come from 3 in the rim just based on what he did in in high school. I'm concerned defensively with his movement. I think there's upside for him to be a fine, lanky defender, but at the same time, he isn't the most mobile, and so we'll see kind of what happens. But in terms of what Iowa looks for in a player, Cook just pretty much marks everything. Shooter, able to run the floor, pretty good athleticism, can stretch the floor at the 4 spot. Like, he is just kind of everything that Iowa would want, and I feel like he should be able to slide in and contribute from day one. All right, so on this play from Cook, we're going to look at the shooting ability that he has. Ball's going to be brought up the floor. This is going to be him kind of setting the screen. And so just wanted to kind of show the pick and pop ability. And so after setting the screen, able to kind of flare out to the top of the key. This is against an Illinois commit, Merez Johnson, right here. And so able to pop out, pretty good range. You can already see where he's catching it from 3, and then just able to catch and fire over the defender. And that's what his shooting stroke at his size allows him to do. So for this play, we're going to look at Cook's ability to put the ball on the floor, go and create for himself. And so I like him especially kind of attacking closeouts. This isn't exactly that right here. He's going to be right here with the ball, looking to swing it. Nothing comes from it, so then he's just going to decide to take his defender downhill. Now this is where being 6'8", being able to put the ball on the floor, but still being respected as a shooter allows him to kind of get this. Because they do have to really respect him out there, now he's able to get down here where he's able to show off even just more of the skill and the touch that he has. Able to, as he's driving, just kind of put the defender, who is smaller than him, on his hip, spin back, create space, and then get the shot to go. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and click here for the Illinois Newcomers preview.